Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Heather Denniston with the Junk You Should Know Show. Welcome. We are in Portugal. My sister alerted me that in several of my lives, I've been saying Portugal, Spain, as in Portugal's part of Spain. It's not. It's its own country. Welcome. If you're watching, this is the Junk You Should Know Show. And my point was going to be that junk shows are going to be aired when I can air them, which today happens to be Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Europe time or Portugal time. And so I will make sure that we also air it at the Junk You Should Know Show's regular time of Friday noon PST, which is where it lives weekly. Its permanent home is on the Well Fit and Fed YouTube page, so I sure hope that you'll head over there and just follow that page because we post videos there every single week on wellness topics, all sorts of different current events, and we would love to have you be a part of that. So today we're talking about anxiety, and I suffer. I would say I have a mild case of anxiety. There's certain things that trigger it. Travel sometimes fires me up. If we're organized and executes well, obviously not, but big crowds, rushing, not being somewhere on time, those sorts of things trigger me. So I have gathered a grouping of awesome anxiety crushing solutions, and I hope you'll stick with me because all of them are good, but particularly some of the last ones are really good. So please stay with me as we go through these. Whoever just signed on, say hello. Let me know where you are watching from. I would love to see where some of the Junk Show viewers are tuning in from. I'm currently in Lagos, Portugal, on the top of a beautiful mountain in a friend's home. And it is a sort of a blustery day. It's still 70 degrees, but it is beautiful out there. And so this is a perfect time to get the show done. And so that's why you're here with me now. Say hello again. If you sign on, I see a couple people are already joining, and I am very excited to see you. But let's jump right into it. Oh, if you're watching this on Facebook, there is a link in the description for a little freebie because I'm grateful you're here. I want to show you my thankfulness. And so click through and you'll get 3 free things into your inbox through that link in the description. The show is also sponsored by the Change Cave, which is a 12-module online learning institute for women over 40 who want to up their wellness game. And through inspiring passion and igniting first steps, success is a foregone conclusion. We use a 12-module format. We rotate modules every month. We do mindset classes. We do weekly newscasts with brand new recipes and fitness tips. And we work together on our goals in a fierce group of like-minded wellness strategists on Facebook. So please join us. There's a link below in the comments for the Change Cave. Okay, jumping right into anxiety. I'm going to give you a bunch of very quick solutions. I want these junk shows from the road while we're in Europe to be short and sweet so that I can make them happen, first of all, and also that you don't have to sit here watching for 45 minutes. And the interviews that we're going to do are going to be very spontaneous. I'm super excited. I've got a couple ideas for our next stop in Sevilla, Spain, where there's a couple health, food, and wellness things that I'm going to expose you to. So that'll be fun. First thing, obviously for anxiety, quickest cure is going to be deep breathing. No brainer, everybody knows that. But a really good way to do it is a 4-7-8 breath, which is in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Let's just do one. Breathing in for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. You can't both be in sympathetic and parasympathetic if you are, well, you can never be in both, but if you are in sympathetic, which is our fight or flight response, deep breathing is the bridge to parasympathetic, which is rest and relax part of the nervous system. And so it is one of the quickest ways to calm ourselves down. Number 2, externalizing. Maybe you've heard of a worry jar where you write down what you're anxious about or worried about and you stick it in a jar, or you just journal, or getting it out of your brain onto something else can be extremely helpful. Even just talking to a trusted friend can be helpful. If your anxiety is up and you're near someone that you love, just start talking. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Just the act of verbalizing can be super, super helpful. I love this one, touching. This one, I'm very kinesthetic, so this one is powerful for me. When both my parents were dying of cancer, when my dad died, he was first, we got a necklace from the Cancer Society that had a little heart on it, and it had a space on it that was just the perfect size of a thumb. They did that intentionally because if you massage it, it helps calm your system. All those little nerve endings on your fingertips and in your body are incredibly susceptible to touch, obviously, and it does trigger a relaxation response. So touching something cold can be very helpful. A hug is a form of touch. That and worry stones, keep something in your pocket to rub, or a piece of jewelry. That is extremely helpful for me. I usually have a piece of jewelry on at all times that can be a bit of a worry stone. That's a good solution because nobody knows what you're doing and you're calming yourself right down, which is great. Shake. I think of animals in the jungle. When they get stressed or anxious, they don't lie down, they don't talk about it, they shake. It's a way of disseminating that excess energy. So jump up and down, jumping jacks, dancing, shaking, whatever you can do to get all of this, just the joints moving. I really think it's that concept of joint proprioception that we use on kids with spectrum disorder, where you squeeze the joint and it fires up proprioceptive input, and that is a happy hormone dumper. And so shaking can be also a good solution. Reflexology is a form of touch. If you can find some points on your feet, reflexology has to do with all of the body connected points that are present in your feet through acupressure points. If you can find a few of those points that help you relax, you can do that in the moment, right? Just take off a shoe, start putting pressure on those particular points, and there's lots of resources for that. Taking some magnesium. I go and just put a scoop of magnesium in some water and sip it slowly, and magnesium is just a natural muscle relaxant, and so that can be helpful too. Okay, we're going to keep going. We just have a few more, so stick with me. Sunlight. Getting out into the sun has been shown to decrease anxiety, and getting out into nature. Green space. Morgan, it's great to see you. Getting out into green space. So with stress management in the workplace, there were several things that were studied: yoga, stretching, deep breathing, chatting with a trusted friend, napping, journaling, singing, dancing. Number one was getting out into nature, and even better is grounding yourself. So touching green, whether you take your shoes and socks off and get in the grass, or you rub your hands along plants, can be incredibly grounding and calming. Whole articles and documentaries done on grounding. I'll put a link below to the article I did on grounding because it is an up-and-comer in the wellness world. Grounding is big. Yoga, just some simple stretches. If your anxiety is coming up and you can get into a downward dog, or you can lie flat on your back with your feet up the wall, or you can just stretch. Again, it triggers that proprioceptive input into your brain that gives you happy hormones, helps get you on the road to calm instead of anxious. Essential oils are great. You guys probably saw when I was packing for this trip, the essential oils made the coveted suitcase square footage real estate that was a very, very, very pricey real estate in my suitcase. The essential oils made it. In fact, I just used some right now. Some of you may have read in my Instagram stories that I had quite an experience yesterday. We were walking along some cliffs in Faro, looking at the absolute stunning scenery. If you haven't seen that, go to Instagram stories. And if it's later, if you're watching this in replay, our Spain 2019 trip is in the highlights. You can check that out there. But there was this part where the wave was rolling in, and when the wave went out, you had to run around into this cave that then took you out, up back onto the cliffs. Well, I was the last one to go. It was nice. Let everybody else go before me. And so I sprinted. The wave was coming in. I made a sharp left. I didn't realize the head of the cave was this low. It felt like I was in a 40-mile-an-hour car crash with no seatbelt. My head snapped back so hard, I heard every vertebrae in my neck crunch. It was not good. But Deep Blue from doTERRA is on there right now. Lovely essential oil for calming, and there's peppermint in there, which calms anxiety. Because I'm not going to lie, that thing stressed me out. I was very concerned. for a bit. And of course, when you have a nervous system interruption like that, it's going to send your emotions haywire. So essential oils are great. Lavender, no brainer. That's probably the one you can reach for immediately and know that it will help you. And then there are some great blends out there that I have one called Past Tense. I have one called In Tune. Those are both doTERRA brands. I'll put the link for doTERRA down below. I'm not brand devoted. If you like Young Living, or I know they have equivalents. So you can check those out. Okay, here's one of my favorites. It's a silly anti-anxiety trick, but it works for me like nobody's business. Here it is. You're anxious and you can't seem to calm it down. Count. And here's what I mean. Look at something around you that there's lots of and just start counting them. So I'm looking outside right now and I'm seeing trees. I would just start counting trees. It gets you out of your mind, gets you focused on something else, and it works. It's great. So counting is wonderful. Obviously, technology is an anxiety nemesis. So if you are feeling your anxiety go up, remove the tech from your space. So move it into another room, shut off the TV, shut off any EMF that you can, pull plugs out of walls. Give yourself a tech break for 30 minutes, and that can also just be awesome. And finally, one of my biggest anxiety triggers is a mall. Yuck. I found out a couple years ago, earbuds in, music on, I can shop till the cows come home. But if I can't, I can go in there for about 15 minutes and I have to leave. It's all of the noise and the music and the people. It's way too much input for my brain. So that really helps. So let's just recap. All right. Deep breathing, externalizing like a worry jar, touching, which includes a worry stone, hug, and touching things that are cold can be helpful. Shaking, reflexology, magnesium, sunlight, yoga, essential oils like lavender, counting things that are in front of you, getting rid of technology, and having anxiety playlists. So I have a yoga playlist. I have a spa playlist. I have a cool hits playlist. All three of those are go-tos for me for anxiety. So they can be amazingly effective. Okay. First junk show from Europe. How'd it go? I think we did good. If you're watching live, thank you so much. I love my live viewers. I equally love my replay viewers. So thank you if you're watching this a little later. And again, sponsored by the Change Cave. I will replay this Friday at noon PST because that's when you guys want to find the junk show, and it will live forever on YouTube. So make sure to go over there and follow the Well Fit and Fed YouTube channel. Okay, remember to take advantage of the link above in the description for your special treats for watching today. I hope you have a great day, and I will continue to update you. Check out the Spain trip on Instagram stories, on Instagram, lots of posts on Facebook as well. So we're bringing you along with us, and we love it. So have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.